So this thing helps me transfer over the 37 progressions. So tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, that's 207, by the way, which is 119 plus 88. If we were look at tomorrow, October 26, 1985, when they first went 88 miles per hour. I don't know. I mean, you just have to kind of remember when they locked down the country, which was sort of their ritual for the coming deadly wound, in my opinion. It's crowning day. Corona means crown. And when he said he has it, the transfer portal from that Donnie Darko October 2nd date does hit right on this coming total solar eclipse. If he's going to go down at that total solar eclipse, wow, magical. When would the abomination of desolation then be after World War III? Because that's going to kick off World War III slowly, but quickly. You just said slowly and quickly. Well, it's going to start to unravel. It's not going to take a year to get to World War III. It'd take 2 or 3 weeks. So it'll be like a slow moving this, slow moving that. I don't think, but I could be totally wrong. I mean, as soon as he's dead, that could be like, remember when Jesus died, there was a great earthquake. And so you could immediately, that would signal to the earth that Trump, is God. So when he returns from the dead, they're like, yeah, the whole earth unraveled after you died. So, you could get that earthquake tsunami within days. You could get Russia, China reports of war shutting down grids. They would come back on, kind of like on, off. So the news can come back and give you the narrative. But once it's been sponged into your head that we're at war, they'll shut it all down completely. So it might take a week. But I mean, if a tsunami's hitting New York City with a big earthquake in the heart of America, at the time Trump goes down, you might not have any news reports past obviously the big earthquake's going to shut off electricity in that region. But you get the idea. Just try to, by going over this, just when everything starts, you're just going to be prepared, even though you're not going to be really physically prepared, but spiritually, it'll just sort of kick in. It'll just kick in. Holy Spirit mode will start to ramp up in your body. And I now could see this waiting all the way until after he's elected president for the just absolute motive for man against man on the streets when there's no food or electricity. Just that spirit of chaos. And of course, he returns to restore order out of the chaos, doesn't he? So, but it could happen tomorrow. Tomorrow's the full moon. It didn't happen on Friday to rise on the full moon like my pet goat shows us. So my former stepson. Y'all know my stepdaughter, who I have a great relationship with her. She's got the 138, the 88, and the 86 in her number. And the stepson was born in 2001. So she has a brother born in 2001. And he's got a heck of a cipher. He was the very first one over here. Do you know that on 11/17/2024, he turns 8666 days old? Well, the full moon's on the 15th. Well, in the movie Tenet, there's backwards and forwards movement taking place. What if he was to go down with all that 311, 11/3 coding on 2 days before the full moon of November 15th? What if he was to go down on the 13th, which is on a Sunday? So let me get the day straight again, because it says Sunday, November 17th is on a Sunday. So that 11/11 is on a Sunday. I always like him going down on a, what's the 13th? That's right, it's Wednesday, as if to say Wednesday Addams. And remember, Wednesday is married to Friday. The god Wednesday was named after is married to the goddess that Friday was named after. So if he goes down on November 13th, 2024, stepson would be 8662. And the hours of him are 207, 888. We know 207, just like we have to look out for February 7th. 207 is 119 Donald plus 88 Trump. It's a very key number. So the whole backwards and forwards movement. So you go down on Wednesday, rise on Friday. And 2 days after that, you have the 11/17 deadly wound. Then you just Tenet, you just go backwards through time 2 days and rise back again on that full moon. There's no telling. The movie Tenet was the one movie that made no sense. I've watched it 5 times. It's not anything that could ever happen on this earth. It was beyond science fiction. They had people walking backwards next to people who were walking forwards. Certain groups were going backwards through time and other groups were going forward through time. All fighting this enemy, getting these. There's just nothing real about that movie whatsoever. What is Oppenheimer? So if we go to Everything Everywhere All at Once, it'll get the Oscar. And I thought it was just horrible, unwatchable. There he is. So if we go to Christopher Nolan, he's got this big movie coming out. He did Inception, which was, look at the rating, 88, 8.8. Interstellar, 86. Well, should not we run those 2 dates? Release date to release date from 86 Interstellar to 88 Inception? Ciphers everywhere in there. So hang on, let me find Oppenheimer. IMDb's URL for Oppenheimer is 153.98 for crowning. fused with 8776. Remember all the 87s prominent with Eve and so the release date for Oppenheimer is July 21st. And you say to yourself, would they really blow everything up before releasing this movie that we can't even watch the predictive programming? See, this is what happens. And I've often said before, when I wanted things to happen beforehand, I've always said things like, well, they're always going to be making movies. Eventually, there's going to be the movie they're just simply watching underground. And Oppenheimer could be that movie, where the elites are watching it underground during World War III. So it'll be in theaters July 21st. That's, Daniel 720, and that's Trump Tower's address is 721 through 725. And, I was really big on him going down on 725 or rising on 725, going down on 723. I mean, every month we get psyched up. We get excited. So once I've opened up that can of worms about leap year, all about the election, Bain's speech, giving it back to you, the people, like a politician, I've started to really be like, I can't get hyped up. There's no hype in me for the coming event, which is really good because it offers perspective. When I get that tunnel vision, I got blinders on. I can't see anything past this date that I'm looking at. And super excited about the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day, knowing nothing could happen except a Super Bowl and a bunch of people walking around distributing candy. It's another Halloween. How do you know? And our one contributor is seeing 1,000 breadcrumbs pointing to the Super Bowl. I would tell you, just be ready. Be ready for the Super Bowl event. Super Bowl 57, the eve, the 577. Super Bowl 57, I showed you all those 577s in my life. And 77 is Eve, and 57 is the Super Bowl. Well, is that the Eve Super Bowl? Do you still get a 58? I mean, there's 1,000 ways to look at it. And they will have things that will point to different dates. It happens every time. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger each time. Or the Trump event will take place with only a few ciphers. I know some of them will be personal ciphers. I already know that. But then there'll be their worldly ciphers also will be in play. The fact that NORAD is, 777 months old. That lands right on this coming nuclear Super Bowl. Right on the day. If y'all knew how many things, I don't have it in writing, I can't show it to you. If you knew how many things point to this coming Super Bowl, you would just be like, it's going to happen. And I'll tell you, be ready for it to happen. But I'll also tell you, be ready for it just to be another Lucy pulling the football. No pun intended. But suddenly it became, let's go ahead and make it an intended pun. Lucy, Lucifer. Do you know I was Charlie Brown on a float when I was like 3 or 4 years old in Auburndale? My mom and dad's old photo albums, I think I've got those. I think I've got that. And who is Lucy? Lucifer. That's the ghost in the machine that's constructing all this. And all this channel's been doing since 2020 is waiting, well, really since 2021. 2020, I was thinking the illness was the crowning event. So I was waiting for war to start or something. Still didn't understand how the word of God worked with the world around us completely. Now, I feel like I've got like ironclad. I feel like I'm just dialed in. All we're waiting for now is the deadly wound event. And Lucy keeps pulling the football away from old Charlie Brown over here. Yeah, he'll be 8666. And he's got a crazy number, 10005. Me and his mom's combined number, 3 zeros in the middle. Stepson's number, 3 zeros in the middle. Rare. Never seen the 3 zeros with a combined number before. And what's so weird about she and I's 3 zeros in the middle? 455-000-6328. When you times this by each year, it's the 3 digits in the middle that are on a 16-year double rotation. When I met her, we were just ending with 626-126. And then off we go with 627-127 for 16 years. Does it now end with 2 years of 628-128? Seems to be the pattern, doesn't it? In other words, 2024 is when it's over with. And I will tell you, that street that she and I lived on, let's go back to it, because this will blow your mind. I don't want to open too many tabs. If we go to 2015, my old address, that street we lived on was nothing but numbers of years. We lived at 2015. That's where we were, 2015. It began, I remember a long time ago at Telling Truth Archives, I went to the street during the 2020 lockdown periods. We had a lot of time on our hands, and I put the camera down on the ground. I showed you how we began an incline. The road begins to incline slightly at 2006, 2007, 2005 area, right when I met her. It starts to go into a steep incline. I mean, it starts to incline. It's not, you can just see it when you put your eye to the road. You can see where things disappear off into the horizon because it starts to go uphill. And I showed y'all with my camera that at 2019, 2020 is the peak of the hill. And at that point, everything starts to go downhill. And you have 2020, 2021, 2022, back and forth, left, right, 2020 on the right, 2021 on the left, 2022 back to the right. There is no 2023 and back to the right. We have 2024. It's over with. And you make a left turn at Kinsman Drive, and Jesus Christ is referred to as our kinsman redeemer. I don't know if that's biblical. Jesus is our kinsman redeemer Bible verse. 23 Bible verses about kinsman redeemer. Well, I don't know if the word kinsman is actually in there. Got questions, will give it to us. They don't tell you the truth in God's word. They're free will. Though it's funny to watch them explain election predestination. The Hebrew term goel for kinsman redeemer designates one who delivers or rescues. Let's don't just get into it. Let's just know that at 2014, and notice I've never put a 2025 on before. I just wanted to see it go 628, 128. Really doesn't make you think you make it, because if he doesn't go down to the end of 2024, then that throws you into 2025. It doesn't seem like we get to a 2025, according to Brentwood Drive. Wasn't that OJ's Brentwood? Wasn't OJ with AC and the White Horse? You see how my whole life has been like this mirrored Candyman, I'm Candyman, Trump's Candyman. Stag symbolism. This is Dan Scavino or Scavano. This big Trump supporter. Watch the stag horns. Right there. See the stag? Right there. Do it again. I want you to look at the stag right there. See the big stag on that post? It's high up on that post right there. So it's up high in the middle right there. That stag. That's at Skyfall. In the movie Skyfall. Had stags all over the movie Skyfall. Skyfall is the quintessential James Bond movie about his death and resurrection. He goes down the waterfall, which I was listening to a Divine Feminine video from a pagan, and she talked about how big waterfalls are for the Divine Feminine. James Bond falls, he gets shot, falls into a river, goes down a waterfall, and the Yoni, 666 Yoni, grabs him. You want to talk about a release date cipher? Skyfall. He mentions resurrection with his right eye wound in the movie. I don't know if we make it that far to the election. Oppenheimer's coming out this July. I don't know what this is. 325, 2022. My divorce date, 86 and the 88 to this total solar, 5190 days. 519 is the next marriage progression. 517, then 518. And oddly, her and her kids combined, I think with me, we all came to 518. The total solars, it's going to be a big deal. But just like when Sirius, the dog star rose and the double midpoints, nothing occurred except what happened in my personal life. One of the worst days of the year in my personal realm. 17 days later, a death occurred. It was all personal. There's nothing on the earth that took place that day. It was the midpoint of 2 total solars and 2 total lunars. And the day Sirius, the dog star, rose. And the midpoint of the total lunars, 88 in both directions. My second marriage number. I mean, my wife's second marriage number to me. 251 to both total solars. 5 times 5, 25 is my second marriage rep. 51 is my original marriage number. 2 digits. We don't know what's going to happen. We need to get to some comments. Am I logged into the right one? Yes, I am. Should I make a separate video and go over these comments or just go over them now? I'll put breaks in the description is what I'll do. I'll make sure that's clear in the comments. I mean, in the title, I'll say go read the description. The first video is, I guess, from the movie Clash of the Titans. Title. Oh, he's giving me, yeah. By the way, Christian, I was able to find Johnny Rico with the title Clash of the Titans. And don't forget, you can always email me these links to these videos at trae455@hotmail.com. But I was not able to find a YouTube channel titled NOLA Butterfly. All one word there. So I couldn't find the Operation Crimson Mist. But the other one I did find, and I actually clicked to watch about 2 or 3 other of his videos. They look pretty short. So, the snake looking like the egg wrapped around it. It's an iPet goat. Roman numeral 2. AB. Can't look directly at Medusa. By the way, my number 82362 divides evenly by 37. 2226. And so, you know, February 6th, we'll take a look at it because 22 is straight up code for 86ing the 88 because of 22 seconds plus 8 minutes, 38 seconds gives you the perfect 9 minutes. And I started looking at where is it? My 224 days ends on the eve of the Super Bowl. I will roll to 22500. Mayday will roll to 13800. Literally. And I will tell you this 225. Well, that's Groundhog Day. That's 86ing. And there's my marriage number of 5, or 25 is 5 times 5, which was my second marriage. The eve of the Super Bowl is a big day for the event because my Mayday friend will be 13800 the same day I turn 22500. We are 8,700 days apart even. Your Mayday event at the eve of the Super Bowl, tremendous. And then look at the 501 for Mayday. I turn 22501 at the day of the Super Bowl, which has 4-3. It's day 43 for Trey with 322 left in the year. And Trump and I's combined number had the 322 right dead in the middle of it. And then my Mayday friend turned the first 5 digits old on March 13th. I mean, on March 11th last year. 33 days later, I turned the next 5-digit numbered days of Trump and I's combined number. That was insane. Trump is 163,464. I'm 82362. My Mayday friend turned that many days old on March 11th. And then the next 5 numbers, I turned that many days old 33 days later. And then 33 days after that was a total lunar eclipse. That next progression tracked to today. It tracked to today. Where is it? February 4th, Saturday. Today. Next one is March 9th. After that, April 11th. I mean, we just have to always keep our eye on that cipher. That's crazy cipher. Does it add them up automatically for us? Sure does. Even it will rotate that color code, though. We don't want to do that. But that's beautiful. Want to see when you want to see when they all go to? Because that's a cipher now. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't gonna lie. Be talking like you in the 70s again. Lands on December 31st, New Year's Eve. Day of the Dead, New Year's Eve. That's funny. So that's going to be your end of 2023. Let's continue. Get into 2024. November 25th, October 23rd. Hang on, that's my son calling. Yeah, I on my phone talked to my son for the longest time, and God, what a great chat. It's so good to talk to him. And then there's your 2004. Getting into that. Okay. And yeah, we're in 2023 right here. So nothing happened today. Now it's on to the next. So it'll be this whole okay. April 11th is big. I can't remember what it was about April 11th that really hit. I can't remember what it is. And but let's look at Trump on this eve of the Super Bowl. 163464 I looked at just now. And it is the 11th day of the second month. And then you times it by 2023. So this is Trump times the day, and you get the 727, which is the length of IPEG code. Okay. And it is the 43rd day of the year. So you get your nice little, there's 53 coded twice, double there. You got your 77. You got your murder code. You got your 128, which Earl died on May 8th, 128. And there's 322 left in the year. And so you got your 007. 143, you got your 314 in there twice for pi. Right in the middle of the 143. Anyway, 1 followed by 0, so GOD. It's 726 code. You got 727 again in the middle. Let's go 163464 future tense. With just 322 days left in the year, start off with that. 14303. Let's just do Trump times 43rd day of the year. Whoops. You know, it's an interesting day, this eve of the Super Bowl. It's perfect. It's just perfect if he was to go down, because then you got the whole ritual. And then on Monday, you have the Phoenix rising from the ashes 1988 cover that just took place in the Super Bowl in Phoenix. he went down on a Friday, it's even better, of course, because yeah, you got your 86 and your 88. Him going down on the 42nd day of the year times 2020. Ooh. Okay, this is Trump on Friday. 163464. That's what I was going to say. And him rising on Sunday, and the phoenix rising from the ashes. And then Monday, you've got all the collateral from that with the collapse of the dollar. That's Trump times the 42nd day of the year, which is Friday. And you've got an 86, an 88, and the 68, which is, you know, the reversing of the 86. But times it by the year 2023 to get the whole story. And you get 138. You get all 5 8s right there. Look at that. 58. 138. 888. And then your 824. That's a long story. But then you get your 222. Wow. Now, if he's going down the next day on Saturday, the eve of the Super Bowl, they're just coding the eve of him going down. Is what they're coding right there. And hey, it's 138, y'all. 1038. But wow. So if it's 322 on the Super Bowl, it's 323 on the eve day. So it's 324. I think I messed all that up. I don't know. Let me see. 163464 times the 42nd day of the year is the eve. That's the eve of the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. That's not on Friday. That's the eve of the Super Bowl. So eve is coded on the eve of the Super Bowl. Wow. It's 42nd day of the year. That's Saturday. You know what's funny is I was thinking I was doing Friday. That's the 41st day of the year. It's jumpy. I tell you, this is, it's kind of freaky. If you go look at this 11th, we better look at tomorrow. We'll stay on the subject. Let's look at this. Now, Friday, loose change in American coup. Strange Angel premiere, where they killed the beast with the arrow and all that at the beginning over a total lunar eclipse. Got Billy Napier's birthday, Christian Bale's birthday, Top Gun Maverick release date. It's a mad. All that hitting on Friday the 10th. But if he goes down on Saturday the 11th, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, a Mount High Enough Day, the music died, plane crash. Dead presidents. Reichstag and the Molotov Ribbentrop. Doug Williams, Donnie Darko game progression from November 20th, 1989, which was the game played on. See, now all of these hit on the 10th if you include both dates, all this February 11th. Him going down on a Friday and rising on a Sunday is gigantic. But those numbers I gave you were for the Saturday. And maybe that eve coding was the eve of him rising and opening that book. He doesn't open the book. Of course, Jesus opens the book. But you get the idea. his event opens that book. His fake staged event. It's interesting. Really is. I did not finish your comments. Let's keep going. The eye of the snake in the mirror is significant because you can't look directly at Medusa since Medusa. And this showed us Clash of the Titans. Good stuff. Thank you, my friend. That's his February 29th is my thumbnail. If you just want to glance at it, you can read, take your time and really read that comment there. A little further and seeing the snake's eye at 239. The eye has 4 letters on it, A, B, C, H. If we look at it, that's blood type, A, B, O, A, B, O, C, H could be the beginning of the word change, loose change, aka the money on the floor by the foot. The money on the floor by the foot is loose change for the L and the C. I like that. I always thought that L that was standing for the L and the C of loose change. And then you have loose change. That's Obama's the money by his foot. Christian, that's brilliant. AB change, A change of the blood. D in change, AB 1, 2, 3, AB 311. Oh, he coded 311 there. That's nice. Now, Christian's comment here with the atomic blonde, because Trump is, of course, the atomic blonde. It has an E at the end. One thing about that snake scene, I pet goat, snake's tail wrapped around the baby's egg 4 times. The hand is holding the egg 3 fingers, 43, 43rd day of the year, 212. Like it. Also, if you look at the baby's. Symbolically, lights went out, need to be changed, blackout. From the, December 31st, December 12th, 43 days. Yeah, it's 43rd day of the year. 1 month, 12 days. Yeah, man, good stuff, man. We're excited. Yeah, and this one here, I shared it to my Facebook where Biden said, more than half the women in my administration are women. And Remy said 213. For the 13th, for February 13th. 8/2 minus 2, or 8 divided by 2 minus 2, 8th, 88. I like it. I might not have followed that, but I like it. Here is the second video of the Clash of the Titans, in case you have trouble finding the first. Clash of the Titan Medusa, original 1981. And there's another channel he gave it. Okay. No, but I found that one. I found it for the one you gave me. What I didn't find was the other one. If I'm not mistaken, there are 2 different Ruth Bader Ginsburg statues. Okay. So the one installed in 2021, it was just this past January 23rd. That's what I was thinking. That's what I'm saying, is they are really coding like things are fixing to go down. So thank you for that, Christian. Did you see my comments about the snake in the iPet goat video? Made me look again. You weren't showing the scene at the same time. I was looking at the Clash of the Titans Medusa. Dropping the snake. Medusa, the statue. Ruth Bader, the statue. New Golden Medusa, January 27th. The courthouse. Yeah, okay, so there's a new Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ram's horns. So I think I got everything. I will look for that here. Brand new Ruth Bader Ginsburg statue, ram's horns. That's that same one, I think. Idle to abortion. So this ought to give us the photo of it. Does not. Bummer. It's not a very good site to sit there and want to tell you about this thing, and it does not have the thing in the article. There it is. Yay. Hang on. Nice job, Christian. Yeah. Look at that. I mean, man, woof. You just look at it and it's just like wickedness. It's pure wickedness, isn't it? So they gave you the taking away abortion so they could give you more Satanism. And it's just to make Christianity look like it's ruling the earth and how ridiculous Christianity is. Any real Christian will tell you that we don't want to run the governments of the earth. That's for Satan's runs the kingdoms of the world. It's not our job. It's not our care in the world. Jesus wasn't going, we gotta handle Rome. We got to take over Rome, man. We got to get laws put in. Rome's not got the right laws. We got to fix their politicians. Is that what the apostles were talking about? Or Jesus? Because Rome was running where they were living. Rome was the ruler. Greek was the language. They weren't trying to change nothing. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's. Give to Satan what is Satan's. Satan runs this earth. You don't try to bend the goat world into Christianity. Christianity is a narrow way and few be that find it. You're going to try to make the whole world? No. It's an oxymoron. It doesn't work. And you see the results of it. It's just all a bunch of ridiculousness. Next. October 17th, 2024. March 20th. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know what I was doing then. Oh, when the NBA Hall of Fame basketball player I know. So he's coming up on that 213. That's his number. 43820. I'm not. I think that was the coins. But you gotta love the way Trump turns 28006, which was the score of the game, when the blackout occurred. So that means our blackouts, if he goes down Super Bowl Eve, because of the 577s and Super Bowl 57. So you're really looking at the eve going down on Saturday or even on a Friday, eve of the eve. 77 is really double eve. It's 7, which has eve in it, times 11, which has eve in it. It's like a double eve. So would he go down on Friday, the 10th? That's just fascinating. What you're looking at there is this. When the blackout occurred, that was the score in the game, 28-6, and he's 28006 on 216. Now, if you want to go to the 10th, he turns exactly 28,000 days old. He's 7/6, 727 for iPet Goat, 727, 7 months, 27 days. The 10th, I would say, is the big high watch day. (919 months, 27 days). You got 927 coded for Abomination of Desolation. But look at the weeks, a perfect 4,000 weeks. Look at the days. A perfect 28,000 days. 672, 100 hours. 40320 000 in the minutes. 24192 00000. 76 years, 7 months, 27 days. That's so big. So I think we can make the case for him going down on this coming Friday fairly well. Let's go look at some other jive turkey stuff. The just for giggles stuff. The 10th, he's at 2,800 or 28,000. Second wife is at 18,002. Love that. I'm at 224,999. Mayday is at 137,999. Because we will flip the day after Trump flips. Trump flips to 28,000, and the next day, Mayday and I flip to 500, and she's 800. It's gigantica. It really is, man. It really is big. And then I'm 22501, Mayday, 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 501, Mayday. $9094. This will be the last thing I look at, and I'm going to go. All right. That's about it. Just wanted to see what stepdaughter, she's 9094 days old on that day. And so, yeah. The stepson, born at 2001, stepdaughter's brother. He is 2-1-1-1-1-6. Well, the 11 months, 16 days, that's 9/11 backwards and forwards in reversal. Reversed and upside down, and he's 80-20. So he and his mom have the 02, Earl's number, who was murdered. This is good stuff. Okay. This coming Friday it is. Love you.